I'll open the app.js file and add two code snippets. The first one is for the login post request. We'll collect the username and the password from the parameters of the request. Then, we'll go through our users in the db.json file and see if there's a user with those credentials. If the user exists, we'll create a cookie for that user and return it in our response. Also, we'll send a JSON response that the request was successful. If the user isn't found, we'll send an error response. The next code snippet are some headers added in every response of our JSON server service, so we can enable CORS in our service. CORS stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing, and that is needed since we'll send requests from our site, which is on localhost 8080, to our REST service, which is running on localhost 5000. I'll also add a logout handler. So, when the user visits the path /auth/logout, we will clear the cookie and redirect him to the authentication page. Returning to our application, I'll add the Iron Ajax element so we can make the post request specified to make a login request. I'll also include the paper toast element, which will be responsible to display toast messages to our users. Then, on our login button click, the login method is called. Let us create that method and make the request from that method. We'll set the username and password parameters in our request from the user object, and then run the generate request method located in our Iron Ajax element. Once the request has a response, the onResponse callback is triggered, which is our login callback method. This method will receive a response parameter as well. From the response parameter, we'll locate the JSON sent from the server. Then, we'll add an if statement. If the login is successful, we'll redirect to the home page. If not, we'll show the error message sent from the server as well. Let us refresh our page and try an example. As a username, I'll add Bill, and as a password, Polymer2. Once I click on Login, and since these credentials aren't the correct credentials, we'll receive an error message. If instead of Polymer2, I add Polymer, we'll get redirected to the main page. We also have the user session cookie sent, which you can preview now in our local cookie collection. And now, we are successfully authenticated in our application. Lastly, if we click on the logout button, we can see that we have successfully logged out our application and have been redirected to the authentication page.